a class at Seattle Pacific together, and the professor, Foreman, was testing us what we could hear. Ralph heard pitches way up high that none of the class could hear.
Wow.
It was. I called myself Grandma Moses because everything I did late in life. And of course, I became the organist when no one else was there to do it. And I had to teach myself to play by ear. And I could never pick up like Ralph did. But I developed and got better, and Mary Combs was the pianist at the church. And she and I were she was a music teacher, but we were kind of in the same boat. So Mary would get the choruses and tell me what key she was going to play them in, and then I'd practice them and be able to, and people looking on thought I was greatly talented, but they didn't know I worked at it.
Mom, were Bob and Bill musically inclined?
What?
Were Bob and Bill musically inclined?
Robert picked up playing a bass guitar, but Luella had to teach him. Now, Luella and Eva, your mother, both picked up and played the guitar kind of on their own, and we used to laugh. Eva was working for us one harvest, and Luella and Eva were always out there, of course they're teenagers, playing the guitar when the men were coming in.
Pauline, who taught Rod to yodel? I assume it was the Siegs.
Robert was a wonderful yodeler, and before he got married, and he and Luella, of course, we all had to milk cows, and Robert and Luella would milk cows, and they would yodel, and Robert became a wonderful yodeler, and Luella could yodel pretty good.
I remember.
And then it was, I suppose, it was Luella and Robert that taught Rodney.
Because Rodney could really yodel. And one year we went down to Arizona, and we went to a barbecue, and Rich and I happened to be there too, and Mom and Dad. And so Mom and Dad with Virginia and Rod, took us to this barbecue place, and the people that were doing the show said, all right, I'm going to have people come up and I'm going to teach you how to yodel. So they picked Rod, thinking they had just...
Picked anybody.
Yeah, they were just picking anybody. So they got him up there, and they started yodeling, and they said, okay, it's your turn. And he took off, and they just stood there and looked like, well, you should teach us.
I'll bet, Rodney had a real
Sense of humor.
affinity to
he
both Luella and Robert.
Yes.
Because Robert really taught Rodney how to run the machinery and everything when it came to the farming. And Robert was such a good teacher. And then Luella, I remember her sitting with Rodney, helping him learn to play the guitar. And so I would imagine it's Robert that he learned to yodel from, because he and Robert they really worked together a lot. Rodney, he worked for Papa more than Gene did for some reason. I don't know why, but he did. And so, and you ask, that probably helped Ted out a lot. The boys were able to come out and work. And not only did they work for Papa, but they helped Uncle Irie some, which they didn't like too much.
Why?
It was two old people as far as they were concerned, and I don't think he was mean or anything, but it just wasn't a pleasant experience like it was out with us where there's a bunch of young people having
What did
fun.
she just say?
Ira.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
She said that.